Hi, it's Dr. Greg Jantz, counselor and mental health professional, author, 45 books now, and founder at the Center, a Place of Hope. I believe in the work we do. We're seeing a lot of individuals, and have for quite some time, anxiety disorder, different levels of anxiety. And there is a factor that we need to look at as it relates to insomnia, inability to fall asleep, or also the issue of waking up during the night and having a struggle with falling back to sleep, having high anxiety. Times people will wake up in the night kind of heart racing, feels like a panic attack, gasping for air, sometimes in a cold sweat. So here's how anxiety fuels insomnia. And by the way, in one word, it's miserable. I just want to acknowledge it's miserable. Racing thoughts at night. When the day ends, your mind doesn't. You have worry, you have stress. And so when you lay down at night, you have racing thoughts. And perhaps you find yourself not only with racing thoughts, but with a hyper arousal. It's like I am just so, the anxiety is triggering a stress response and my heart rate goes up. I'm just totally on edge. So this is important to look at. Thirdly, I want to mention the fear of not sleeping. Just anticipating a sleepless night creates a sleepless night. And again, if you've walked through this, or you are now, you know that the more we struggle with our sleep, the more insomnia, the greater that we will find ourselves in a place of misery. And lack of sleep, I used to work in a sleep research lab many years ago, but lack of sleep will cause us to see, believe, distort reality, create just different levels of anxiety that at times it feels like you can't stop your mind. So how a lack of sleep worsens anxiety? Well, emotional instability. Sleep deprivation affects the brain's ability to regulate emotions. And if you have trouble regulating emotions, there is just that impaired instability, impaired judgment. Poor sleep reduces our cognitive clarity, and even small things can feel real overwhelming. Physical exhaustion. The body becomes more reactive to stress, and the more it's depleted. So, breaking the cycle. Just a few considerations. We need, I'll call it a wind down routine. To the best we can, have a consistent bedtime, dim the lights, avoid screens. An hour before bedtime is ideal. Make a super dark room that doesn't have all kinds of little lights on. Journaling, have a journal. If you have anxious thoughts, keep it next to your bed. Write them down. Write them down before going to bed. All right. And then breathing exercises. There's many of these. You easily can look them up. But taking anxiety, a lot of times we'll have a lot of shallow breaths. Just taking deep breaths can also be very soothing. All right. I'm going to add avoid stimulants in the evening. Caffeine, sugar. I'm a proponent of totally avoiding alcohol, and so that's important. Okay, what to do when you wake up anxious? Don't stay in bed tossing and turning. It's okay, get up, do something that's calming. You can stretch. It may be hard, but you could try to read. There's also time for some prayer could be appropriate. So, all right. Remember that you can getting help for the anxiety will affect the quality of your sleep and the different sleep stages. And there's a point though where it is so overwhelming that it is important. It's important to ask for help. I believe that's why we're seeing anxiety as the number one presenting issue of folks who come to us. And over my shoulder here, I'm noticing I've got my book, The Anxiety Reset. There's good resources and good help for anxiety. There are options. And usually we hear people say, I wish I wouldn't have waited so long.